Halloween safety. Advisor Richard C. Clement, Chief of Police, Toms River, New Jersey, which has a 1 in 1,200 ratio of sex offenders.
There's one magical, haunted evening each year when all the scary creatures come out to prowl through every
New Year's
neighborhood.
Eve? No.
But here's the scariest monster of all. Do you know why?
She's
This little
frozen
witch
in
doesn't
time.
know it, but she's taking some frightening chances of being hurt. Maybe badly hurt.
Fantastic.
Her costume is very, very dangerous. Can you see the things that make it dangerous? What about that mask?
Well,
She can hardly
Didn't
see
realize it
through
was a
those
mask,
tiny
actually.
holes for her eyes. If you were wearing that mask, here's what it would be like. You can see straight in front of you,
if Mike
but
Myers was
unless
wearing
you
that
happen
mask,
to turn your head,
be able to
you
murder a
wouldn't
number
see that
of
car
teenagers.
coming as you start to cross the street.
In slow motion,
You
it's
could
not
be
going to
run
do much
over.
harm, really.
And unless you look down, you can't see that you're coming to a curb. Ow, that hurts.
And it's daytime, so...
It's bad enough to take a tumble on hard pavement,
True.
but it would be even worse to sprawl out on the street in front of a car
Always
coming.
try to fall on
Now
quicksand
let's
or
imagine
grass.
that we're in that car. What is there about her costume that makes it hard to see her?
Drunk.
As the driver of a
I'm
car
drunk.
or truck, you might not see her until it's too late. And that's really scary.
I'm drunk.
Before we think about some ways that the little witch could
daytime.
see and be seen better,
Convenient.
let's take another look at her costume. Whoops!
Oh,
Down she goes
dear.
again. It
she's
seems
drunk.
as if she's collecting
Apple
more
Ripple
bumps and bruises than
seems to
candy
be the
tonight.
beverage of choice.
Let's see if we can help her, shall we? And by
Angry.
helping her, maybe you can learn some things that will help you stay safe at Halloween.
Angry little child. Really.
First,
Puking into
you
her
need
hat.
to turn back the clock and start this whole evening over
That
again.
explains the time difference.
One of the problems with this costume is that it's too long. It's too easy to trip over a long, full skirt.
It's more of a gown than a skirt, really.
So we can shorten the skirt. You should always shorten any skirt, pants,
With who is
slacks, or
this?
cape that is too long or floppy. Now, the broom. That's a clumsy thing to carry,
Shorten the broom?
and it's something that you're likely to trip over in the dark.
Not again, please. Not again.
It's usually easy
Oh.
to shorten brooms,
That looks more
or
dangerous.
round off the sharp
Oh,
points
dear.
of pirate swords and other costume parts
There's
that
some
can trip you or
sandpaper in the
scratch you.
house.
Cardboard brooms and swords are usually safer than wooden
Pizza
ones.
Hut coupon, everyone.
But
Pizza
it's
Hut.
safest not
Anyone
to
for
carry
pizza?
anything like that in the first place. Now, what else might we change on this costume to make it safer?
This is when the murderer normally shows
What
up.
about that color?
Watch out behind you, young girl.
Remember how hard it was to
Watch
see
out.
the little witch because of her dark costume on a dark night?
Because you were drunk, yes.
We should always wear light, bright colors on the street at night so drivers can see us.
Like prostitutes.
What about this color? A white costume makes an unusual, different kind of witch,
No,
who's
she's
more
a-
likely to be safe on
She's
Halloween
a
night.
KKK fairy, really. KKK fairy.
A good way to make any costume easier to see at night is to decorate it with reflective tape or reflective patches.
KKK crossing guard, actually.
Some costumes come with reflective material already attached to the cloth.
Hello, little KKK crossing guard. How are you today?
Here's what it looks like
tonight,
to a
so-
car driver. It's easy to see,
By
even on the
herself.
darkest night.
This poor girl's by herself.
And while you're putting reflective tape on the costume,
What's this?
you should also add some of it to the bag or container you'll use to carry home your candy. Some special Halloween sacks
Oh,
are treated with reflective material
Little
when
Sally
they're made.
created a deformed
And it's a
clown
good idea
pirate
to
bag.
write your name, address, and phone number on the sack,
So people can
just
follow
in
you
case there
home.
is an accident.
So people can follow you.
Now, how about the mask?
Needs some work.
Any problem with it?
Paper mache, really not
Do
working.
you remember how
Flammable.
hard it was to see out through those little eye holes?
Unless you're Mike Myers, yes.
To be safe at night, you have to be able to see clearly, as well as be seen. We can improve the mask by cutting larger holes to look out of.
Careful of those scissors. Careful. Oh, they're Sally's mom's
There.
hands. It's fine.
That's better. But there
Well.
is an even safer way.
Oh, dear Lord. Oh, that's her mother. I'm sorry.
You can simply not wear a mask.
Good.
Oh, you think you need a mask to disguise yourself?
It's a lifetime
Well,
of
just
hatred.
watch what you can do. With a little
Yes,
help from your parents, and some scraps of
What do we
cloth
have
or
here?
old clothes from around
Johnny
home.
is going to be,
An eyebrow
yes,
pencil,
a homeless
different
person.
colors of eyeshadow,
Right.
rouge, lipstick, an old mop or wig,
Very, but, old
some
mop.
wax teeth,
Oh, back to the black costume, I see. Fantastic.
maybe some clay and food coloring,
White face, perhaps.
and a few
Might be nice.
other odds and ends.
Tom
You'd
Selleck.
be surprised what you can turn yourself into.
Jodie Watley. Tom Selleck. A Mexican. A gay clown. A sexy kitten.
Whether you buy a costume or design your own, be sure that it's made of flame-retardant material.
It's
That
politically
means
incorrect to say
material
retarded,
that
actually.
won't catch on fire easily.
Swinging time at Mary's house tonight. Apple Ripple being served, apparently. Gay clown again, another KKK child.
Now our little witch has turned into a beautiful princess, and her new
Same
costume is much
KKK
safer.
fairy as she was before, actually.
But there are a few other things you should do before going out. First, eat a big dinner.
Fantastic.
If you go
idea.
trick-or-treating while you're
What are
hungry,
we having tonight, Mom?
you'll be tempted to sample some of your treats
on the
while you're
table?
out. And that's definitely not a good idea.
Pizza! Well, I see the Pizza Hut coupon came in handy after
Keep
all,
an eye
didn't
on
it?
the clock.
Keep an eye on it.
In
Keep
many
an eye.
places,
Not
the police
literally,
set the
darling.
hours
Yeah.
that you should trick-or-treat. Trick-or-treat only within those times. Neighbors should be ready with treats for you.
It's good and dark
And
outside
drivers
now.
should be more careful to watch for you during those hours. Make sure you carry a flashlight when you go. The light will not only help you
Turn
see
that
where
down,
you're going
please.
in the dark, but it will also make it easier for others, including drivers, to see you.
All right, good night, Sally. Have a good time by yourself. Mum's gonna have a Tupperware party, apparently, on Halloween night.
Always travel with a group, not
But-
alone.
But
It's safer still to have a parent along to keep an eye on things.
unless
And
you're
of
Sally's
course,
mum,
you should always walk.
or Mary's mum. I
Riding a
forgot her name.
bicycle at night is always dangerous, but it's even more dangerous to try to ride in a costume at night.
Especially if your
As you go
skirt is
from
long.
house to house, stay on the sidewalks as much as possible.
A bit closer to the homes.
If you have to walk in an area where there are no
It-
sidewalks,
Well,
walk as far off the roadway as possible.
approximately
and face
6
the
inches.
traffic. That way you can see
6
what's
or 7
coming
inches off
and
the
get
road
out
would
of
be
the way
safe.
if you have
safest.
to. Cross streets only at brightly lighted corners.
It's a very
Not in the
brightly
middle of the
lit
block,
corner.
and never between two parked cars.
Apparently is lighting up the entire
When you
neighborhood.
start across a street, cross quickly, but don't run.
There's
and
a
don't stop
scary
in the middle
man
of the
following
street
you
for
by the
any
stop
reason.
sign. Scary man?
Stay
Anyone?
in your own
Anyone?
neighborhood when you're
No.
trick-or-treating.
Oh, he's gone.
Your neighbors are probably hoping to see you in costume on Halloween. And it's
Hoping
safest
not to see you
visit
at all,
people
actually.
You know.
Oh, it's the old man
If
in
you
the
don't know
baseball
the people
hat.
very well, don't
Here
go
he
into
is.
their homes.
I
most
believe the
people enjoy
KKK
having
gets served
trick-or-treaters come
first.
to their
That's
doors.
right. That's right.
But there are a few people who will do things to hurt kids. They might put sharp or hard objects and candy in apples. Or they might put
Apples.
something on fruit or gum
pears.
that could make
Watch
you
out for
sick if
pears,
you eat
especially. Bye, old man in baseball hat. Thank
it. To
you.
be completely
for the
safe,
treats.
save your
And
treats
we're back
until you
home.
get home. Then ask your parents to help you check them carefully to make sure that there's
Stop the
nothing in
Tupperware
them
party
or
for this
on them
little
that could hurt you.
inspection.
The safest treats are usually
Apple,
candy or gum that
apple.
come in their own wrappers from the
Pear.
factory.
Oh, well, they did get a pear after all.
Fruit should be washed before you eat it.
Someone likes pears.
And all candy bars and fruit should be sliced so
It's
you can be certain
applesauce for the rest
that
of the
there is
week,
nothing
kids.
hard or sharp
Applesauce
inside
all week
that
long.
could hurt you.
Applesauce and razor blades all week long, kids.
If you're not sure whether something
Don't like
is safe
it,
or not,
hate it,
don't take any
hate it.
chances.
Don't
Throw
like
it away.
Hate that too.
But let's get back to the fun part of Halloween with the princess and her friends.
Time for round 5. Fitting music for this time of night.
Almost everyone enjoys a good joke or riddle.
Especially if you're dressed as an American
You
Indian.
guys eat for breakfast.
What?
That's toasted.
Laughs and
What's
seemed a bit
Halloween when you
forced.
forget it's inside?
What?
A Halloweener. Where's Dracula keep
That
his
wasn't really a
money?
laugh at all.
Where?
In a blood bank.
Here, have some candy.
That's pushing it.
However, some practical jokes and pranks aren't so funny. If you should break something, it wouldn't be very funny to the owners.
They stopped at Barry
or to your
Manilow's
parents.
house. Apparently he enjoyed
You
the
might have
jokes.
to pay for it. So keep
Very
your
much.
jokes funny and harmless.
Funny and harmless is almost an impossibility, actually, to pull
Tonight has been a magical night.
off. Or today.
We saw a
depending
scary
on-
monster changed into a beautiful, happy, and safe little
And a
princess.
creepy tall man following
How
you
about
home.
you?
Good thing you put the
Will you
address on your
follow the
bag.
lead of the little princess and have a safe and super Halloween this year?
And remember, skipping is always safer than walking or running. Happy Halloween, Americans. Jolly good time.